This is Eric Mwathe with Mwathe.com with the two new public stocks to watch for September 11th, 2007. But before we go to the two ideas that I'm putting out there for the general public, I want us to take a look back and see how a little known stock, AEPI, did when it broke out last December 2006 and shot up 138% in 1 year. And what I want us to look, the stock had more than one breakout. It had a breakout there shown by the green arrow, breakout there, another breakout there, and another breakout there. And if every time the stock had successful breakouts with investors making money from the very first week of their purchase. Now what we are going to look at as an example, now we got into that stock here around here and we made probably I would say around 100% over the next 7 to 9 months. Our concentration right now is what made the stock good at the time, and what I want us to concentrate on is during the price breakout right there. We see volume was above average during that week. The weekly RSI moved above 68. We have the on-balance volume making a new high, and we have the performance against the S&P 500 making a new high. And at the same time, I also noticed that during that time last December, the stock had a MACD crossover. So when all those things are aligned, performance against the S&P 500 making a new high, on balance volume making a new high, RSI moving above 68, strong weekly volume. When the stock is breaking out to new highs, you get this kind of performance right here, typical of such moves. And this is what we call the Mwathe breakout. Today we are going to also add as a public stock to watch CBLI, and this is a 2-year weekly chart. And as you can see, the stock just today, Monday, broke out to new highs on what is still below average weekly volume. That should be improved by the end of the week, but we see we broke above buy point at 1140, and right there 1140 is actually the prior weekly close. The stock has not traded above this 1140 on a weekly basis close until this week. So this is a weekly breakout. We think the stock might have some room to move, especially if the medical research area does well. Again, volume is okay. Our RSI is moving above 68, exactly what we want. Would like this on balance volume to make a new high by the conclusion of this week. We can also see that the performance against the S&P 500 line is at a new high, exactly what we want to see. And we see a MACD crossover. So a lot of things aligned for this breakout with a buy point at 1140 this week. Hopefully we have a follow through next week and the rest of this week. So this might be a good trading buy for a couple of points. And if you hold for a couple of weeks to a couple of months, you might get a good double in your money over the next couple of months. Let's go back and reevaluate a prior breakout it had in February this year. Price breakout right there, bam. We have a volume breakout to new highs right there. The RSI moves above 68, just as the thesis describes. We have a on-balance volume breakout to new highs, and the performance again is the S&P 500 making a new high. Again, when all these things are aligned, watch out, stock's about to take off. This is what makes a great stock. Let's go back and look at another new idea, CALM, and that 2-year weekly chart. And the stock, I'm going to start you off by the price breakout today past 20 22, which is a prior weekly closing high. We are above that today with a close at 2061. What we need to look at is the thing we need to watch for the stock. It has an average daily volume at 450. Today we had a very low volume at above 266,000, and we need that to improve by the end of the week for this to be a viable breakout alert. The RSI is already above 68. In this particular instance, we see that the on-balance volume might not make it to a new high. One reason why the stock is not a very strong buy for us, even though the performance against the S&P 500 is at a new high. Again, what we are waiting for is for the volume to improve for this stock, for it to be a strong breakout. I want to go back to spend a minute looking at a prior breakout for this stock. You see that it broke out January of this year at just under $9. It has already doubled, and when it broke out, volume was good, above average, RSI above 68. We had OBV making a new high right there, and then we also had the RSI line making a new high. So when all these things are aligned, watch out, stock might be ready to take off. This is Eric Mwatha with Mwatha.com, as always, wishing you all the best. Peace and blessings to you.